Baltimore Ravens, they finally make a move. We got breaking news on today's episode of the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. Baltimore signed CJ Gardner-Johnson, formerly with the Houston Texans, also with the Philadelphia Eagles. He just signed to the Baltimore Ravens practice squad, and honestly, I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to break down that move on today's show, but instead of just sitting on their hands, watching the worst defense in football every single Sunday, they decide to take a shot, take a risk, do something about it, and we're going to break down all that CJ Gardner-Johnson might mean to the Baltimore Ravens on today's episode. Before that, I need you guys to help me out with my goal, okay? I want to get 40,000 subscribers by the time we get to November. So that means we got about 3 weeks and some change. We're currently sitting at 38,300 subscribers on the dot. That means we need 1,700 more diehard Ravens fans to join us right here at the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. If you haven't joined us yet, today's the perfect day to do that. Again, 40,000 subs by November. I'm leaving that up to the best fan base in the National Football League. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Adam Schefter was the one, as usual, that broke the news. Free agent safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is signing with the Ravens practice squad. Per his agent, Kevin Connor of Unisports Management, Gardner-Johnson still gets his fully guaranteed 2025 salary with the Texans, so there is little financial impact for the Ravens. Here's his PFF grades in the year of 2025. 63.4 overall grade. His run defense really solid at 71.2. Pass rush grade at 59.8. Coverage grade at 58.9. So nothing really solid there. But when you're a safety, you'd like to have a high coverage grade, but it's not as bad as like when you're a quarterback and your coverage grade's below 60. If you look at the past 4 seasons, he has just been bopping around the league. New Orleans in 2021, Philly in 2022, Detroit in 2023 for just 3 games, and then in 2024 with Philadelphia for 16 total, where he got 59 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 12 pass breakups, 6 interceptions. Easily, maybe despite that 2022 season, his best season in the National Football League. So why was he available, Joey? If he's so great, then why was he a free agent? Why didn't the Texans want to keep him? Great question. Your answer is a little bit controversial. Aaron Wilson, Texans insider, tweeting out on September 23rd when they did release him. Texans released CJ Gardner-Johnson after friction behind the scenes with him complaining about his role, wanting to blitz more, per league sources, and even communication that he wanted to be traded. It didn't work out for him here. MJ Stewart, next man up, expected. We got a lot more to talk about when it comes to CJ Gardner-Johnson, but I need to know y'all's one-word reaction to this Ravens signing. Okay, we're going to talk about the controversy. We're going to talk about the friction. I'm also going to give you some thoughts about why I think it's going to be successful and why I'm really happy that Baltimore did it. Don't go anywhere, but before we get on to our next thing, let me know your one-word reaction to this Ravens signing. So I have got multiple thoughts, okay? I'm kind of being pulled in multiple different directions. Part of that is because he is a controversial player. Part of that's just because he got released 2 weeks ago. But let's start with the positive first. Thought number 1. The Ravens, plain and simple, flat out, they needed help in the secondary, and they needed it badly. I mean, horribly. This defense, as we know, has been almost unbearable to watch so far this season. Now, part of that is because of injuries, right? And this is the wrong photo. This is the week 4 against Kansas City. So don't listen to that. But there was a lot of inactives for the Baltimore Ravens for that week 5 matchup against the Houston Texans. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton was not playing. Marlon Humphrey was not playing. Roquan Smith was not playing. A ton of defenders out. And when John Harbaugh was asked about that yesterday, he said, yeah, there's hope that they're going to be back. I think there'll be some number of guys back. How many is up in the air? It won't be everybody. Basically just saying, hey, you'll get some back. You're not going to get everybody. Hopefully that means Kyle Hamilton. Honestly, like CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's still going to have to step up and play some sort of a role. Because Ruben Lowry, an undrafted free agent out of Chattanooga who flashed onto the scene during the preseason, had to play 70 snaps against Houston. 70 of them. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot for any rookie, unless an undrafted free agent. And that's the thing about those UDFAs. We get so excited about them. We get so attached to them during the preseason. And then they play, and you're like, yeah, you're a good player, but you just forget how different that preseason ball truly is. I don't want Ruben Lowry to play 70 snaps a game. I'm sorry. If that makes me a hater, then I'm a hater, but I feel like you guys feel the exact same way. Adding CJ Gardner-Johnson means that once Kyle Hamilton is back in this lineup, he's going to be able to be that more jack-of-all-trades type player. He's going to be closer to the line of scrimmage where this team needs his help stopping the run, rushing the quarterback, making plays, because what we've seen so far is this team can't make plays, okay? But before that, you had to have Kyle Hamilton back there as a safety because Ardarius Washington is hurt. You needed a vet next to Malaki Starks. Now that guy can be CJ Gardner-Johnson. My thought number 2. I'm not loving the culture in Baltimore right now. Does this help it? I don't know if it does. Now, there's part of me that gets excited about it because he literally got cut because he was mad at his role because he wanted to blitz more. So part of me says, this guy's a dog. This guy wants to go hit somebody. This guy's physical. This guy's tough. This guy's got to give you your all. And in my opinion, that's kind of what this defense has been missing. So there's the exciting parts about it, but then there's also the locker room side. There already seems like there's a lack of accountability in this locker room. And I don't know if adding a guy who just got cut 2 weeks ago is going to help that. Don't believe there's a lack of accountability? Well, let's look at what Kyle Van Noy had to say after Sunday's game against Houston. He was asked about it, and he said, I feel like there's accountability, but we'll see. I'm sorry, that's not the answer that I want. I want my captains, I want my leaders to step up there and say, look, this team, we're holding each other accountable, but we got to continue to do that. We need better execution. You don't say, I feel like there's accountability, but we'll see. What kind of answer is that, right? And so for a locker room that already seems a little bit from the outside looking in that it could be crumbling, I don't know how adding CJ Gardner-Johnson is going to help things. You get what I'm saying? Something I want you to get, what I'm saying, is this deal with our friends at Prize Picks is phenomenal. If you download the app right now, use our code CLNS, you get $50 in lineups. $50 in lineups just from Prize Picks. All you got to do is play one $5 lineup. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Derrick Henry's rush yards, carries, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. I've already got my Prize Picks for Sunday's game against the Los Angeles Rams. I got a feeling Zay Flowers is going to have a good game. Give him more, 49.5 receiving yards. Derrick Henry, he's got to come back at some point, right? Give me the more on 63.5 rushing yards. And Matthew Stafford, every quarterback has a field day on this defense. Go ahead, give me more than 247.5 passing yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. My third thought, and this one is a little bit more negative. How are we feeling about Malaki Starks right now? I've seen some mixed opinions. And there's part of me that wants to be frustrated because flat out, plain and simple, he has not been playing very well. Okay? But there's also part of me that says, man, he's gotten put into a really hard situation. He's had to be a starter every down because of that Ardarius Washington injury. Last game, he was part of the signal callers for this defense with Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith out. He's been in Baltimore for like 6 months. He's been playing in the National Football League for like 2. That's a very hard thing to step into. Regardless, though, I feel like the fact that they're signing a safety to kind of help him out even a little bit more than he's already being helped out doesn't really bode, I don't want to say bode well, it might not speak well on his behalf and how he's been playing, but I'm not giving up hope yet. He was a first-round pick for a reason. I've still got a lot of faith, but we just have not seen a lot of great things from Malaki Starks. I want you to grade the CJ Gardner-Johnson signing for me in the comments section down below. A, B, C, D, or F. Right now, grade the signing. I'm going to give it about a B. Okay? He already has guaranteed money from Houston. It's not going to cost you that much. I'll say B+. You let me know yours. Before we get out of here, some AFC North news we got to attend to. Rare intra-division trade. The Browns are trading Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick for a Bengals 5th-round pick. Who would have thought, man? Jake Browning has been horrible. He's been awful. There's a reason that they're dealing him because they can't win football games with him. And a lot of people think, maybe Joe Flacco's going to take a week, learn the playbook. No. I would almost guarantee you Joe Flacco plays on Sunday against Green Bay because they cannot play Jake Browning. They will not win if they play Jake Browning. Joe Flacco's been in this league for 40 years, it seems like. He's fine coming in on Tuesday, playing on Sunday. He'll be able to learn the playbook. He'll be able to learn the plays. He'll be able to go out there and execute. Now, will they still win? Probably not. Green Bay's good. Cincinnati's defense sucks. But still, a little bit of a shakeup in the AFC North. Bengals get a new quarterback. Browns trade away Flacco. Now they're just going to be rolling with Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and, of course, they're started with Dylan Gabriel. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you guys have me followed on socials. At Joey Peterson on Twitter and Instagram. And if you have not subscribed, do it right now. For daily updates, we get you these as quickly as we can right here on the Ravens.